Hey everyone, welcome back. Excited to have you here because we are in the medieval as the Aztecs. Now, the Aztecs aren't a culture I play very often, and I really wanted to go the English here, but this was one of the few opportunities I felt like I could actually play the Aztecs and maybe they'd be kind of okay. So here we are, and I started off as the Mycenaeans. Mycenae is the only city I've actually built. Everything else I've taken in a series of wars, and we currently find ourselves at war with the Celts. And if you haven't seen the last episode, I would recommend taking a look for some context because it has been an absolute meat grinder, just a constant slew of units. So these two units right here are retreating, which means we can go after them like this. I'm going to bring these units over so I can reinforce with this archer on the high ground as well, because this unit's not going to be able to retreat from me. And what I can do here is actually just sort of retreat up onto the high ground and force them to attack me. So I'll back this immortal up over here and then just use the high ground to shoot at them. So I'll just go like that. And apparently those guys are not in the battlefield, which is fine. I don't know why that didn't get included. It's a little... Sometimes battlefield generation is a little bit inconsistent, I feel like. But maybe that's just me. Like, sometimes units that are adjacent are in the battlefield rather than reinforcements at the start. Sometimes they're... sometimes, like, battlefields don't generate in ways that make sense. It's just very hit or miss. Okay, so they're going around to my city, it looks like, so... Let's make sure they don't go in there. Come on. You can do it. The AI's thinking. Now, up here, I just want to continue to hold this choke point. I don't want to advance without my entire force because literally all they're doing is spamming Gazzetti at the moment. That's the only thing they're building. It's just a constant stream of Gazzetti. So I could get myself in a little bit of trouble if I try to push forward at the moment. Okay. Yeah, we'll go for this attack. Move out right here. This might take one turn longer than I want, but happy to do this to knock out a few more enemy units. Okay. So I'll lose some production in one of my cities, but it's not that big of a deal. Alright, and then you're just going to camp on my fort there. And there we go. Let's go on to turn 90. Alright, it's their turn. Okay. Alright, so you can see they have more armies moving in here. They probably have another army behind this as well, which is why I didn't want to advance without my full force. Alright. Take our shots, and then... Yeah, we can... It's just a matter of who I want the damage on. We can distribute the damage a bit. Those immortals will heal up in one turn. Especially since I have the Temple of Artemis. Makes it very easy to heal units. Alright, so I'm going to block them off at this pass right here. Let's see, non-aggression pact with Brown. Oh, this is very typical. This has happened to me 2 or 3 times this game now. Like, the AI is so focused on me that they forget about the other players around them. I'm not going to go for a non-aggression pact here because, this is the Thunderdome. But this happened to me with San Lorenzo as well. Like, I was it Hattusa? I don't remember. But the Harappans were at war with Orange, and I was also at war with Orange. And they just seem to not defend themselves against other AI when they're at war with the player. So the AI just, like, walk into these all the time. I'm going to go for that +10 food on attached territories. That'll help me continue to grow my cities nicely. Now, I could get a few sacrificial altars, and it might actually be worth it to push back against the religion pretty much the faith on these altars is like almost the only thing worth having. But I do think it's worth getting a couple of them. That 30 production is insane. Okay. And I think that's probably a good spot for makers. Yeah, we'll throw a sacrificial altar like right in there as well. Mostly doing that for the faith, just because of all this. I'm slowly stabilizing my religion, but I'm not quite there yet. Okay, interesting. So, try to pick off this guy here. Now, if you kind of surround them with 2 units, they will typically only be able to retreat 1 square because the other army zone of controls. Doesn't work here, apparently. But I need to declare war on Carthaginians to enter that territory. Huh. Wait, so this might be a time to go after La Venta. I'm trying to think about what to do. I don't want to declare war on the Carthaginians because I can't get up there even, right? Because I'd have to go through this zone, or I'd have to declare war on, who are they now? The Marians in order to get up to Harappa. So as far as techs go, I'm actually going to go for feudalism first. I want that extra food, and I want peasants, and then we'll go straight into heavy infantry to try to get Jaguar warriors. Now, you'll see that I am a little bit far behind on technology, and because of that, we'll save that sacrificial altar for later and really start getting some of these science quarters in here. I do need another makers. I think 16 production there is good. Let's go for the makers, and then we'll work on some more research quarters. Let's get my whole army up over here. Now, if they take these cities, I'll definitely be declaring war on the Carthaginians. I mean, Harappa in particular, I think, is probably going to be very heavily developed and will be a good city for me to take. Babylon too. I'm not worried about yellow. They're confined to this one city at this point. Alright, so let's attack this guy right here. Oh, right, because it's technically their territory. I wish you could kind of enter occupied territory. It seems like you should be able to, but it is what it is, I guess. Just move all my units up this way. Yeah, I'm going to start losing war support here because I'm not able to win battles and stuff. So, Defiance, fine, whatever. And over here, okay, I don't need people working food. So my 2 sort of core outputs are filled up here. I don't really have great spots for research quarters, but I do need more science on my empire. Let me think. So Memphis is building it. How many? Yeah, like these turns are going to take too long it's going to take too long to research all this stuff. And Memphis is really the only thing with research quarters at the moment, so I think I need to start getting research quarters over in this area. Even though I would like to get more market quarters, I really need to make this a priority at the moment. And we can like fill out down in this direction. Should work just fine. They're just bumbling around with their units at the moment. I wish I could see how their war was going against the Celts. And ferocious for 10 turns, I'll probably make use of that. Do I care about sacrificial altars on Mikane? Probably not. Wait. Now it's the brown religion? How did that happen? I guess the Harappans may have converted? Interesting. Anyway, let's continue with the research quarters. Put one right there. Put one right there, and then we'll grab the school to improve the adjacency. And Memphis, yeah, we'll buy out the Maker's Quarter for a little bit of help. I remember there, yeah, you can get a lot of production in this city still. Especially right in there. It would be nice to get a Maker's Quarter in. Let's do that. We'll buy that Maker's Quarter. And I have to think about what I want to put in the city. Maybe market quarters, at least a few, so kind of in this area around here would be nice to have. If all your city has is production, your city's really not doing very much. You want it to provide at least one of the two global outputs in some capacity. So down here I'm focusing on money, so let's continue to do that. We'll drop a sacrificial altar in here as well, just for the faith output. Scientific facts. Let's grab that extra plus 1% science per holy site. I do have a holy site wonder, and I'll be getting another one with the Angkor Wat at some point. Okay, the Celts seem like they successfully defended. Okay, so the Carthaginians made peace with the Celts. So let's try to mop up the Celts here. Okay, I guess I'll have to make kind of a funky loop, because I can't move through the Carthaginians' territory. We'll definitely be going to war with the Carthaginians this episode, so very good thing I have immortals. Okay. See, why would they stand and fight there when they just retreated? AI makes some pretty puzzling decisions sometimes. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, that's out of the battlefield. I see. That makes sense. Okay. Let's see. Where are they? There they are. Okay, so they have the high ground there. And thankfully, with like how much movement I have, I should be able to get everyone into the fight here without an issue. This high ground is very annoying, though. Can I move you there? Yeah. Then I can get the immortals up on the high ground for a high ground attack from them. Rear attack right there. Then rear attack again. Might be able to finish them off with archers. What I'd really like... Yeah, I don't have any more immortals left I can use. That's okay. Can't quite get up there, not enough movement, but we can get here for a high ground attack. Go for a rear attack on those Gazzetti. Won't be able to quite finish them off. Just trying to move. I want a beefy front line here because they do have the high ground advantage, right? So just trying to make sure that everyone is supported as much as possible. There won't be any gaps in the line and I like accidentally lose an archer or something. Once I beat this army, the Celts are pretty much dead. I take the city in the war deal, and then I go to war with the Carthaginians. Alright. Come on. Sometimes the computer seems to take a while to think, and I'm not really sure why. It seems to happen a lot when there are reinforcements. Alright. Okay. So let's finish off these Gazzetti right here. Finish off those guys. Definitely need to move these guys out, move these guys out. And we'll need to kill off these Gazzetti right here, and we can do that easily with a high ground attack. I don't really want to wedge myself in there, because that will give them 2 rear attacks against me. So maybe if I can kill these Gazzetti, I'll do that. Yeah, that works. These guys should be okay for a round. Let's move some units up to provide some adjacency bonuses. Okay, and that should be good. End the round. This might take a couple rounds. They have a couple more than I thought they did. I didn't realize they had another reinforcing army. But at this point, I have so much veterancy as well. It's making a big difference in these fights. So let's try to mop up this low health guy. What? Victory. Why? That's weird. I don't have a victory though. I haven't won anything. Is that a bug? I've never seen that before. Okay. Let's move up here, where I will have high ground. As much damage to these Gazzetti as I can. Nice, I can take them out. So we'll push our high health swords forward. I'm going to move these guys out of the way, replace them with immortals, who should be able to hold that quite easily. Be nice to take these Gazzetti out right here. Yeah, I don't think I can... Ugh, those immortals are in a little too much danger if I leave them there, I think. So I'm going to push up with these guys. They can take out those Gazzetti for me. Don't want to lose any units, because I do want to turn around and try to take Harappa off the Carthaginians as soon as possible. Looks like Byblos is pretty well developed too. Okay, I got another notification declaring victory. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on here. I'm not sure how I got a victory there. Did I capture a flag and I just wasn't paying attention? That's possible. I usually ignore the flags, so that is something that I will do occasionally. Okay, so make sure all my higher health units are closer to the front line. We just want to mop this guy up here. Okay, once again, I can't see anything. Get myself some high grounds. Do I have another archer? Yeah, right here. And just gonna park it right here. Take their flag, move up here. Don't want to park in this spot because they'll have double rear attack and high ground, so I definitely lose a unit in that location. And then the rest of these swords are just going to come out and bring up the rear to provide some combat adjacency. Now, they might go all the way around this way. Actually, that seems likely. I should have predicted that. I should have put like a swordsman in this spot here. Yeah. That's okay. I still have space to work. Okay, so I can get a high ground attack on those Gazzetti there, so that's an obvious move. Back these guys up. These guys are a little low, but with fire support, I should be able to take out these Gazzetti. Okay, that's works too. We'll attack with these swordsmen because I want these guys here. Move these guys up. And we do want to... How much health do they have? 32? How much are these guys at? 38? Okay. We'll move them back. Move these swords up since they're less likely to die. They have 40. We will move them here. I don't think they can sneak around any of my low health units, so we should be okay. Alright. I think that's their last unit. So let's get our archers on there. And if I'm lucky, no, yes. Okay, nice. Okay. This is basically game over for the Celts at this point. I'm not sure if I should thank the Carthaginians or not. Definitely an odd situation. A lot of sniping going on. I'm gonna need another army down here at some point, I think. Okay, and they're just gonna keep throwing units at me, I guess. Doesn't really matter what I do here. I'm guessing they're up here. Yep. Should be able to take these out with archers, I think. There we go. Now, what I do need them to stop doing, though, is delaying my armies. But that does give me a chance to heal. See, they're like zone of controlling all my armies by standing there. Oh, I can't even get to... Okay. I have to declare war if I want to get over there. What are my claims? I can't see them because... here we go. That's the only one I have. Okay, so I need to get up there. So I'm going to make this war against the Carthaginians. And just stroll right up here. Should be a pretty easy fight. Alright, so... I mean, this deployment shouldn't matter too much. Let's put our healthy units up front. I am attacking, so I don't have to worry about this guy coming in right away. Put archers up here. Alright. This guy can go ahead and block right there, so my archers don't get murdered. Some high ground attacks from the Immortals. And can finish these Gazzetti off with archers, hopefully. I do have to watch this area over here as well. Let's move my swordsman over there so I don't get flanked. Okay, there we go. And now I can move into the city. Rear attack right there. Not gonna quite be able to finish him off. Okay, well I can, I guess, but I can't move into the city. Okay, move everyone forward. And put you on the reinforcement point. Should be a pretty easy mop up here. How many Gazzetti do they have? Just the one, and the rest are citizens. I mean, citizens, when they're actually in fortification, they'll be quite dangerous, but really not that big of a deal. All right, sorry about that. I had to take a phone call. So there is... Those guys are fine. Oh, what happened to my mouse? Okay, it was just behaving funny for a second there. Okay, so let's get some immortals actually into the city here. And what I'd like to do is wear down these citizens, attack with the immortals, and then I can bring another unit actually into the city. Up there, let's see. I don't really need to worry about killing them. Move these guys up. This looks fine to me. Oh. Oh, okay. I thought that was a cliff there. My bad. Move them back. Get R downhill. Okay, that'll mop them up. And we want to focus fire on these citizens here. Nice. We can get up. Alright, easy peasy cleanup. So that'll be Nemosis. And that should bring an end to the war with the English. Let's see if we can kill these guys as well. Come here. Want to do this before the war ends. About to sneeze here. Excuse me. So hopefully, with some luck, this is their last unit that they have wandering around. Which means that they should be eliminated once we resolve this. Okay, force their surrender. Now let's get our units healing back in this territory. Oh my god, the Carthaginians are still running around with scouts. Alright. So you can probably consolidate some of these. If one unit slot available in each of these. Yeah. So let's put an immortal in there. Then we can put the other units in here. Okay. So 3 armies. 4th one down here. Good enough for now. And sure. Why not? You can't really trade anyway. So as you can see, Temple of Artemis really making a big difference on my regen here. And down in San Lorenzo, we need more industry. It's taking too long to build stuff. Seeing, yeah, I mean, I lose a river there, but I'm not really exploiting that anyway for the maximum benefit. I'm going to buy that. Let's actually go on industry rather than science. That'll shave quite a few turns off of some of the things I'm doing. I'm going to buy a couple of these because I am pretty far behind on industry in San Lorenzo. I also don't have some of the basic infrastructure in here. Let's get that. Okay, that looks good for now. And this city. Okay, so there's a lot of research quarters. I don't know if I hold on to this city long term. Let's assume I'm going to. Very odd city to have, though. Very small and confined. Okay, there go the English. Now, I can upgrade these units to pikemen. And I can also upgrade my archers to crossbows. I mean, what's the... I'm trying to remember pikemen. 31 base combat strength. And immortals are 28 base combat strength. And I think the bastion effect gives +4 on high ground, right? Doesn't actually say. I think it's +4. So basically on high ground, it might be +3. So on high ground, immortals are slightly better or equivalent to pikemen, but on even terrain or disadvantageous terrain, pikemen are better. Okay. Well, let's start upgrading a few of them. Upgrade the ones that are missing health. There we go. And let's start taking the fight to the Carthaginians here. Actually, yeah, going this way is slightly better, maybe. It's hard to say. I don't have good vision of their cities. Okay, they're going to retreat from that. Okay, works for me. And let's bring this army up too. Plant them in the city up here. And the city needs to recover stability, so let's pick up a forge while it recovers. Thebes. Do I still need the faith? Yeah, I do. So let's continue competing on faith. And that'll give us a little bit of stability in here as well, which we are falling a bit behind on. And I can already go up to the next era, thanks to militarist stars. I don't need to do that yet, especially considering how far behind I am on science at the moment. Jussan might be a decent pick for me. But I could continue with the militarist expansionists nonsense and like take the Poles or the Spanish or something. We'll see. I don't need to make that decision yet. And I think we need to continue science investing down here. Plenty of stability in Mycenae, so not concerned about building more quarters. Okay, these guys are retreating, so let's make the attack on them because they cannot fall back. Put our pikemen in front since they're the strongest units. We kind of want to let these guys come in. So I need to put my archers back here where they won't get attacked. Okay. Looks good to me. Okay, they do have war elephants. So I'm just going to make attacks with my archers on this first round. I want their reinforcements to come in. Take over that fort. Can they get around me? No. Okay. See if they bring in reinforcements or not. If I were them, I would not. This is a losing battle. And they're just going to sacrifice more units. Okay, so that's an elephant. So we'll put my... we'll cycle some units out and get a spear unit in here. Probably the pikemen, because the immortals do have bastion, but the war elephant will still get trample against them, which kind of negates it. So we'll use the pikemen there. Okay. Pull those guys all the way back, and some easy high ground attacks here. Alright. Even easier than I thought. So, let's move these guys out, move these guys in. Have another unit ready to go in case my immortals get overrun. I couldn't move my pikemen in there because they weren't adjacent to the district, and it is a hostile district with fortification, so I'd have to move over it. Yeah, let's get up here. Okay, that looks good. Oh, I didn't even realize I have these as reinforcements, to be honest. Not that I need them, apparently. Okay. Yeah, we're going to take this one. Moves me along the Liberty axis, so I'll finally start generating some more influence. I had to take that hit to get the... What is it? The Imperialists on Conquered Empires that moves you towards order, but it gives you +10 war support when you win a battle, which is amazing. So definitely worth the hit. All right, let's take out those elephants. And make these very easy attacks. So all I have left are these war elephants here. Yeah, this is a very easy battle for me. I don't know where these swordsmen are, though. I think I'll capture the flag. And those elephants are just going to suicide. Alright, works for me. And I am still in my own territory, so I get to regenerate some health after that fight. No, I don't want to trade luxuries with you, Ghanaians. That only benefits you, really. Or it benefits you a lot more than me, at the very least. I do need to attach this outpost at some point, but not yet. So I don't have this gold online for some reason. There we go. 1 turn on the research quarter. And Mycenae. I'm going to buy that school. Really lagging on science output still, so need to get that up. So just conversion. Which one? Oh, okay. Yeah, fine. I'm not worried about this city, really. It's too small. And, like, the luxuries in it aren't ones I really care about that much. Pearls will be nice once I get manufactories. But I don't have any factories yet, so not a problem. Let's go for Byblos, actually. Okay, they have an army down there. Make sure everyone's in the deployment zone here. And here we go. Okay, they have war elephants on this side. So I'm going to need... That's a good spot to hold right there. Let's move that guy away. Let's make sure we have pikemen on the perimeter over on this side. And then up here we can use the immortals that I have and the swordsmen. All right. Let's focus fire on the units that aren't just going to suicide into my own units. So if you are shooting at units that, you know, just kill themselves on your own units the next turn, you kind of waste your indirect fire. So I like to focus on ones that aren't immediately on the front lines, unless I need that fire to actually kill them. I have a lot of war elephants, actually. Kind of impressed. Like, the AI has really done a lot to hinder my progress this game, and they've been very opportunistic. Which, I don't know, feels kind of unlike them in a lot of ways. Okay. Let's finish off these citizens down here. Do you want to shoot, please? Thank you kindly. And let's start breaking into the city. Let's throw the immortals in here. They'll be pretty good. And let's get some pikemen in there as well. Really, this is the only area I care about. I don't really care about the rest of this battlefield. This can go on for a few turns. It's no skin off my back at all. Because, like, this city is really not important to me. It's just one that I happen to take in conflict and haven't, you know, burned down or decided what to do with. Whereas for them, I'm blocking off, like, their main city and the city they just conquered from actually making anything. So this dragging on just benefits me way more than them. Alright, just yeet that war elephant. And let's start killing these citizens here. Hopefully one day that will never be taken out of context. Let's start killing these citizens. Go ahead and end the round. This is going to be a bit of a grind fest getting through this area, but really once I get the flag, it'll all be worth it. So we'll definitely have to move these guys out, I think. Okay. And Hattusa. Let's see. Go for a sacrificial altar. Still want that faith output for sure. Yeah, I guess the stability would be nice. Let's throw one down. And then we can make another market district. And we'll probably want some more stability from the public fountain. Alright. Seems good to me. and back over here. So, let's get those immortals out of there. Let's get the pikemen in. Take a few shots at this war elephant here. And let's have some more pikemen ready to go. Let's go for a little adventure down this way. Alright. This is a decently big city, honestly. Like, I had no idea how big it was. Actually, it seems like it might be connecting to Harappa, like if there's a district on there that I don't see. Okay. Can I finish this war elephant off with indirect fire? I'm going to try. I need to move a couple of these guys. Because if I can kill this war elephant using archers, it'll let me get 2 units into the city rather than just 1. Ah, come on. Is that 1 health? Ah, that's very annoying. Alright, well, I'm just going to end the turn. Let them run into me. Okay. Can knock that war elephant out with archers now. And I'm going to take the risk and get these guys in here because I do want this fight to end at some point. Taking it nice and slow, though. There's really no reason to rush this. Alright, and I'll be winning this on the next turn, it seems like. Okay, works for me. And Thebes. Let's get you stoneworks, and then actually, I think I'm going to start working on the Angkor Wat in Mycenae. I do have 2 holy sites in Mycenae. I can't remember, yeah, one way out here, and then the other one is the Temple of Artemis, and then with Angkor Wat, that's a 3rd holy site, so pretty good. Put that on a river as well, why not? Actually, does that, I wonder, oh, too late. But yeah, that does count for adjacency with the Satrap's Palace. So, I'll go ahead and buy the stoneworks. What's that? Oh, ships. Okay, we don't care about ships. Not dangerous. And, alright, Byblos. The end is near. Oh, is that technically a different city? Interesting. Okay. Well, just going to plink at the swordsman here. And maybe I'll be able to kill him, but if not, I have multiple rounds to do this, so. Alright, there he goes. Last unit down, there's Byblos. Expansion is Sarastar, and apparently a Tenet. What's available? Alright, I much would have preferred Bear Not False Witness, but the other obvious one is the +5 money on market quarters. Rest of these, I've talked about them enough. They're pretty much garbage. Give Alms is the choice here for sure. Just, like, look at, you know, I have market quarters here. I have gemstones. I have the Satrap's Palace that's going to benefit from it. So, definitely the superior choice. Okay. So I got Byblos. Going to refuse that. So I'm thinking, wow, look at all this attached territory. I guess this player's a megalopolis, right? Yeah. So they like to have one big old city. I should be able to just start marching right into Harappa at this point, even with my damaged units. I think I took out pretty much all their units. This is weird terrain, right? I can't make full use of my army here. Oh wow, that's generous. They're letting me deploy over here. Alright. Works for me. Put our high health units up front. And, whoa, that is not where I meant to click, but okay, sure. Make sure he's supported. Alright. So, let's start working on these citizens here. Should have moved them off the river, actually. Ah, my other archers are reinforcements. I was like, I know I have 4 archers. Oh, if I could click on them, please. Thank you. I knew I had 4 archers. I just lost track of where they were. Okay, we don't need to make that attack. Do I have high ground somewhere? I think I do right here. Yeah. It would be really nice to take the city in this one turn, so I'm going to play this one a little bit more aggressively, I think. Don't need to attack there. If they attack uphill, I think they die. Aha, reinforcements. Okay. Didn't notice them earlier for some reason. Okay, what can I do to save those units? Oh, nothing. I'm just gonna lose them. Alright, well, that's unfortunate. They had 3 vet. Let's see. Knock those citizens out. Get in with these units. And it's likely that they come after me with those war elephants. I'm going to retreat those swords. And I actually don't think I really need to move anything here. Get these archers up here, I suppose. This +2 move speed on Aztecs is really coming in handy. Okay. The next turn I should be able to just grab the flag. I don't need to kill all these units. Or I could. Either way works. Yeah, might as well knock him out. There we go. War elephants dead. There's Harappa. That is also building the statue of Zeus. Look at these territories. They're so wonky. Alright, industrial production? No, I do not need that. So we need theology next for the extra science and into Alchemist's Workshop for sure. So, yeah, that's what I thought. So, unfortunately, I think Amplitude needs to do what they did for the Gazzetti and make swordsmen just upgrade directly into Aztec, the Eagle Warriors at this point, or the Jaguar Warriors, because now you still have to hard produce the Jaguar Warriors and you upgrade to Great Swordsmen. But now the Jaguar Warriors are slightly better, but they're not like so much better that it justifies hard building them in most scenarios. So I'm not sure what the logic was for making you hard build Jaguar Warriors, but allowing you to upgrade Gazzetti. I'm going to grab the charcoal kiln first, just for some more production in that city. Okay, so these guys have a decent army here. We know they have crossbows, which means they're decently advanced. Probably want to go after Babylon next, though. Okay, so there's a war victory. The real question is, what do I want to take? So obviously we want to take both of the cities. And I think I want to take all the attached territory on Harappa if I can, but I can only take 1. So I think I'll take this one right down here. I can go take this later if I need to, and we'll take this city and we'll see what happens. So they instantly upgraded that city. So I think what I want to do is pillage Nemesis and attach that territory to Byblos. And we can send an army over here to deal with this outpost. And then we have two, not amazing, but decent cities at the very least. Let's put you on expert. And this should also really slow down the progression of their religion. I could pillage one of these holy sites, but they definitely provide a lot of good stability benefits at the same time, so. No, I don't think so. That doesn't tank my stability, really, so. Okay. Get some faith generation, because that'll help my faith rather than theirs. And then let's get some basic infrastructure that the AI never build. Nope, I don't want that either. Let's go on expert policy. Everyone on industry is okay for now. What do the districts look like? They really don't have many districts. Plus 23 industry is quite good. And we'll build out some of this basic infrastructure as well. Plenty of food in here, though, so these slots will fill up very quickly. Okay. So, currently the Ghanaians and the Babylonians, are they still the Babylonians? No, they're the Greeks, that's right, are kind of shaping up to be the endgame bosses here. Go ahead and attach that to Memphis there. Which gives me... Is that my last expansionist star? Yeah. Still doing okay on the stars. Definitely want to get more science before I go up an era. And Memphis can help with that a little bit. Get a sacrificial altar for more faith generation. Faith is definitely a point of contention this game. I really don't want to lose mine, and it would be nice to get that +2 combat strength from that last tier. Just roll right in there. Just in case blue comes down to try to attack me, I'm going to make sure I have a reinforcing army. I'll need to upgrade these at some point. San Lorenzo, working on my Jaguar warriors. Okay, there's theology. I'm going to buy out that research quarter so you can work on that infrastructure there. And then more research quarters. Looks good. I'm going to need more food in here at some point. All right, I have a 26 food option right there. So let's go ahead and get that agriculture quarter. And then up in Memphis. I don't think I really need that. I'm pushing back on faith decently at this point. Yeah, you're okay as you are. Thebes is still working on the Angkor Wat. Let's cut the time off that. Cut it in half. The Mongols, huh? Okay. I'm going to back them up, and let's go ahead and upgrade all these to great swords. Really wish they would just upgrade to Jaguar warriors, but I do not control that, unfortunately. And just let them chill out for a minute. I'm hoping they don't go after this army here. I don't think they will, but they might. Yeah, there they come. Make sure my guys are in a reinforcing position. They do have a lot of those Mongol hordes. I have plenty of pikemen, though. It's not that big a deal, but do remember that Mongol hordes are stronger than they used to be. I'm actually going to upgrade these archers Mongol hordes will just one-shot archers, so I'd rather have units that can actually survive. Looks like I'm going to need my units over in this area, so bring them over as well. Alright, and Hattusa, you're going to finish the public fountain. Could go for more gold, and I think I will do that. You can see with the cost scaling now, right? Like, there's a pretty big difference between building a market quarter and building another maker's quarter or a farmer's quarter or whatever. So there's definitely, you know, you can definitely see the effect of the additional change to cost scaling, which I really appreciate, to be honest. I'm glad that they at least made the adjustment such that scaling is based on the number of that quarter you already have. Okay, so these guys should all reinforce each other if there's a fight. Let them camp out in the city. Go ahead and buy out the charcoal kiln. Oops. How's this looking? I should eventually get this back, hopefully. I do want... Actually, is this? Okay. I think I probably put a holy site in Hattusa. Like right up there, where it's out of the way. Because in Hattusa, it's pretty central, so it's going to have a lot of impact on the territories that matter. Okay, just want this pillage, thank you. Attach that, and bam. Alright, so now they actually have to declare war on me if they want to do anything, which is good. Because I don't want any sneaky nonsense. Okay, they have a pretty sizable army, honestly. Am I done with these guys? Could get another one. I don't think I need it. I think 5 is fine. Bring them up. And I am just going to hang out for a little bit. We'll have these guys start heading back as well. Now let's get these units upgraded. There we go. And the city, right. I need to pillage the city still. We'll use these guys. We'll get that attached to Byblos. So Byblos, you can use the charcoal kiln. You'll have a decent amount of river once this is attached, but you're not really working any of it. So we're covering on stability as well. Could drop a garrison like right here, just for that stability and for some pressure towards Brown. I think that makes some amount of sense. And Thebes, let's see. Yeah, I do want to merge these two at some point. So I think actually what I want to do is get a district like right here so that these connect. Actually, let's make it a research quarter. So these two cities will connect once I merge them at some point. Get that faith generation. Really want that +2 combat strength this game from the last tier of religion. Okay. Idle you. Down here. Do we need more production? I mean, kind of. 333? I don't know. I mean, what I do really need, though, is science. This is actually not a bad spot. Could get a couple science quarters in there. Not going to be super efficient. Maybe I do one, like, right there as well. Yeah, I can get some science quarters in here. I don't think that's a bad idea. I do need more science, so let's queue up those infrastructure as well. And how am I on Aerostars? Okay, can definitely get a scientist star. Let's go for military architecture so I can start merging cities. And Thebes. When I merge, I am going to need more stability. So, let's get a garrison just like right there, and a garrison kind of up here. We can also grab City Watch. Actually, I'll need to save City Watch. So if you, the infrastructure, the difference in infrastructure determines how expensive it is to merge cities. So it gets very expensive if you have too much different infrastructure. So I don't want to, I can wait to build that until I've merged them. Okay, pillage the city. Gonna have to find a weak point. Maybe I go for Leventa and the Mongols just to open up this sort of line right here. At the same time, though, I don't really want to attack the Mongols. It's not difficult necessarily, it's just very, very annoying. Harappa. Do need stability in here, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Also need this infrastructure, flood irrigation, which has not been built in here for some reason. Okay. And over here, yep, that looks good. And you can put a turn into Statue of Zeus so you're being pillaged. Go for learning. Alright. So, pop it outpost back down. And let's see how stability looks. Alright. Not too bad. So, Byblos probably going to be a science city as well, just based on the number of research quarters down here. Well, I think that probably makes the most sense. So, how many garrisons do I have? So just that one. I don't think City Watch really makes sense yet. So let's do... Yeah, like right there is fine. We can do another garrison and then do the City Watch just to make sure my stability doesn't totally collapse. I'm going to refuse that because I prefer having the +1 combat strength. And with my legacy traits, I already have... I have the -20% from the Mycenaeans and -20% from the Aztecs. And the more percent modifiers you have, the less each additional one is worth because they're multiplicative rather than additive. So it doesn't make sense to stack a million of those modifiers on top of each other. You just get diminishing returns. Okay. Now, if I want to declare war on the Mongols, I definitely need to have an army ready down there. They do have a lot of war support against me. See, if I refuse their demands, hopefully they don't go to war with me. Okay, they forgave. So that means that their war support is going to start to deteriorate, which is what we want. So I think it may be time to clean up. Who are they playing? The Huns. So I'm going to send a couple armies down that way, I think. We'll probably wait for next episode, though. I do want to get up to the next era before the start of the next episode. Let's see. And turn. Alright, tech. Furnace steel. This will probably be one of the few games where I don't get 3 science stars in this era. I need like 4 turns for money stars, I think. Not sure if it's worth it, honestly. I think I'd rather just go up to the next era. Could go for like the Haudenosaunee for food. I think the Joseon are a natural pick here. I could definitely play the Ottomans. Or the Spanish. Maybe I take the Spanish. Just that +3 combat strength on units starting their turn in non-allied territory is really nice. I don't need the poles, as interesting as Winged Hussars could be. Should we do it? I'm between Spanish and Ottomans. I do have a slight preference for the Ottomans. I think the Janissaries are just better. But Spanish does help me on the faith game too. And I think I'm at least keeping pace in terms of tech with all the other players, so let's do it. I'm going to go up as the Spanish. And we'll wrap up this turn here. And actually, what I should really do, since I'll start as the Spanish, I'm just going to go ahead and declare war on the Huns right away. We'll move them into this territory. And then hopefully on the next turn, if the legacy trait applies from the turn that you go up an era, these guys will all have additional combat strength on the next turn, and then we'll assault the city. So we'll end the turn right there, and that'll be the end of the episode for the Aztecs and this medieval era, and we'll continue with the Thunderdome in the next episode. So thanks for tuning in.